Oh my god! It's a Twin Blades variant. There's a Maelstrom on the backside. Phantom's picking up more kills, finds Andrew as well as a triple. Oh, look at Tahaka. Finds the Abathur top lane 6. Great Ring of Frost connecting onto 4 members. We might have a comeback for the ages. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Will they be able to escape? ETC does fall. What a counter attack by Regen Red, and he's gonna barely get away with his friggin' teleport ability. Holy shit! That was really spicy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first of our matches here tonight in this NGS doubleheader. We're starting off in Division C East with the Minion Miners up against Hogs of the Storm. I have both of the teams in lobby. They're ready to go. Sorry for the delay. So without further ado, let's kick you off into Volskaya Foundry. All right, so let me tell you what happened during the coin toss. We had Minion Miners winning the toss and opting for second map on this best of 2 series. So first ban was for Hogs of the Storm. They banned out Dragonshire. Minion Miners followed up with Cursed Hollow. Map number 2 tonight will be Tomb of the Spider Queen, and right here, as chosen by Hogs of the Storm, is going to be Volskaya Foundry. So that was your coin toss. We're already here in draft. It should be a good one tonight. I mean, Division C East has been pretty solid so far. We have the members of Minion Miners entering with a record of 3-3. And I see here Hogs of the Storm has a record of 2-4, so pretty even in the standings. Looking to gain some ground on each other, as we see Garrosh banned out by Minion Miners and Rainer banned out by Hogs of the Storm. How are you guys doing tonight? I want to say first off, thank you for joining me. I'm your host, Murda. If you don't already know me, I do plenty of casting, I believe. This is my 18th match of the season thus far, so if you haven't already been casted by me, go ahead and just send me a DM. I don't mind. Just say, hey, Murda, why don't you cast my team? I'd love it. And I'll be like, okay, I can do that. I'll figure it out. I'll find a way in. Kael'thas banned by Minion Miners. Asmo freaking Dan banned by Hogs of the Storm. And now we are getting into the picks with the Minion Miners on the clock. Just 5 seconds remaining. They're going to go with Phoenix, or as I like to call him, Fen 9. A Protoss hero, a very prevalent hero right now. Of course, having so much wave clear, so much dominance with the sustained damage in team fights, and the burst that he can provide in both of his ultimates, whether it's the Planet Cracker or more oftenly seen Purification Salvo. Phoenix, a fine choice on the top, but when Genji's available and you can pair it with a Johanna who has Shield Glare for that Phoenix, 2 very impressive picks here for Hogs of the Storm. Genji, of course, a hero that is often banned out by a lot of teams. We do see that Whitemane is still available, but Alex Straza will be the selection here from Minion Miners. Alex and Diablo find selections. They both can provide slows for the Phoenix, so Phoenix should be able to get some crit damage out. The Lightning Breath has become the more prevalent of the 2 options for Diablo at level 10, so would not be surprised if we see that comboed with the Purification Salvo. Leoric, the final ban for Hogs of the Storm, leaving Minion Miners with the last ban of this match. But there's a Genji on the other side, and anytime there's a Genji, you got to be worried about him diving in deep, finding the damage. Gaul's going to be banned out here, so no Cho'Gall in this one. Whitemane's still available, still an option on the board for Hogs of the Storm. Do they want to go into that brand new support, who is, in my opinion, quite overtuned right now, expecting somewhat of a nerf tomorrow if we get a balance patch. There's Blaze, but still available, and I would not be surprised if they want to go ahead and grab her up. I think she's got a spot here on Volskaya Foundry. They're going to take the Jaina, still leaving their support for last here. We'll see what direction they want to go with it, but first it's going to be Minion Miners taken their 4-5 selection. They still need a solo laner if they don't want to send Phoenix down there. And then possibly some other damage, but I think they need to get a little beefy because Genji loves squishy targets, so they got to find some sort of Yarel still available right now. It would be a optimal pick for them, especially up against a Blaze. I think she has a pretty good matchup there. It's going to be Varian, however, and a Junkrat. An ill-advised Junkrat, in my opinion. I think Genji has a supreme matchup up against this hero, but we'll see if the old grenade tosser can come into effect up against this front line of Johanna and Blaze. But fully expecting Genji to be able to get on that back line on top of that Junkrat. But we will see. Final pick here. It's got to be support. And they're going to go with Deckard Cain. Still in favor of plenty teams here in NGS. And rightfully so. The old man will be picked up by the captain of Hogs of the Storm, Dead Latin, here with their final pick. So let me know what you guys think in chat. Huge shout out to those of you already here. Womax in chat. I see Big Eggroll 1855 in chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know in chat who you guys think is going to win. If you have your money on Minion Miners, hashtag MM in chat. If you have your money on Hogs of the Storm, hashtag Hogs in chat. Looking at the squads, I think it's gotta be Hogs of the Storm here. I like they have the Genji, they got the Jaina for the wave clear, Deckard Cain providing plenty of options here for the CC chain to get started from the Jet Propulsion and maybe even a Blessed Shield to lead things off. A lot of options for the lockdown for Hogs of the Storm. On the other side, I see a Junkrat who could be in trouble up against this Genji. But I'm excited to hear what you guys have to think. Let me know in chat. Throw your votes out as we head into game number 1. It's Volskaya Foundry. And on the left-hand side, we have Minion Miners. Varian going to be played by Cawthon Kobo on that Junkrat. Him Maibo on the Phoenix. Wesgra, the captain, on Alexstrasza. And rounding it out on the Lord of Terror is a real Mensch. On the right-hand side, we got Hogs of the Storm, Pokemaster J on the Jaina. Not Andrew's going to be playing your Johanna today. Tolkas Champ is on the Genji. We have Dead Latin, as mentioned, the captain here of Hogs of the Storm on the Deckard Cain. And down on the solo already is Jax Taxman on the Blaze. So heroes already here at mid. Junkrat throwing out some grenades at the wall, not hitting any heroes. But here are your level 1 talents. Diablo going into Feast on Fear at level 1. It's a laser build from Phoenix. See if you can grab value out of that. And the Sapphire from Deckard Cain should help set up the CC chain that Hogs of the Storm is trying to set up here. So we'll see how that works out for them. But the Varian up against the Genji. Will the taunt be enough to lock in this Shimada? Tolkas Champ is going to have to pay attention to where that Varian is at all times. Try not to Swift Strike in at him, because the Swift Strike is likely going to have to be used as an escape for him after a taunt. So keep an eye on Varian, see what he does. But for now, he's going to be in this bottom lane matchup up against Blaze. Blaze should have a pretty easy time here, so Phoenix is going to have to rotate down. Throw some support damage out here to help the Varian, at least until he gets to level 4, when he gets somewhat of a talent tree started. Cawthon's going to rotate over to the first fortification camp of the game along with Westra on that Alexstrasza. They're going to be able to grab that. Rotations continuing and potentially an invade here, as I think they have an idea of where Minion Miners are, and they find them on this camp. Alexstrasza in trouble, does not have Dragon Queen yet, and that's one. Make it two. An early double kill, just 1 minute and 30 seconds into this game for Hogs of the Storm. They find blood first. Fantastic vision and knowing where their opponents were, making that move, and ultimately stealing away one of those turrets on the side of Minion Miners is going to go a long way in helping them in this matchup. Now heading over is going to be Blaze and Jaina. They're going to work on this fortification camp. Deckard Cain going to be nearby, throw out a couple potions, but they should have a much easier time getting this down, as Jaina has a significant amount of damage compared to what we saw from Alexstrasza and Varian on the other side. That one's taken with ease, so now 2 turrets in control of Hogs of the Storm. 2 minutes and 15 seconds into this match. We're just about 45 away from seeing Control Point Alpha being spawned. And Jaina doing a pretty good job so far. 8 globes already on her fingers of frost stack, so she's gonna be able to get that up pretty early in this game if she can continue what she's done. As you see her Pokemaster J already on top of this camp here, gonna put this out perfectly in time with control point alpha that should be spawning in about 15 seconds. So macro plays around the map. Hogs of the Storm looking good. Standing by the control point is Johanna. And with their almost level lead here, Hogs of the Storm looking good. Someone's pinging to pay attention to support camp here, but right now it's Diablo under assault. Here comes a scroll of ceiling and the blizzard. Another pickup, and a huge one, because control point A just spawned. It's going to mean that Hogs of the Storm can sit here on the point for the time being. They could walk up, take that support camp. A bit surprised we're not seeing that. Jaina's going to walk by. They do have vision to at least know their opponents aren't on it. But no one has yet looked at that support camp. We do see it's Colossus Smash for Varian. Not the taunt for Genji. See if that pays off, as we're now sitting at 50% channeled for Hogs of the Storm. Here they come on their attack. Diablo coming in from the bottom side, but on that conveyor belt was a little bit slowed coming in, and now Genji slowed on his escape. Will get blasted down by Carlton in that Colossus Smash. But look at this, a Blizzard on top of that scroll of ceiling, blocking in a lot of damage. The Dragon Queen's here. Blaze is low. He falls. Wesker could be next, as that turret was shooting him down. But he gets back with less than 100 health. But that does not mean Hogs of the Storm were done with their channeling. They get the first trig off of the game. Deckard and Johanna inside as they try to siege down this mid wall. But with no other heroes in support, they're going to rotate up the top. Phoenix almost died there. Took the laser blast and some of the minigun damage. So he's going to have to back up. Could give some extra space here for this Triglav, along with this minion wave that's trying to shoot it. See if they can get through this well. They're going to use the minigun to try to get it done. But I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. They're not. It will survive. And now in trouble is Johanna. Diablo's here, but Iron Skin's out. Diablo now getting locked in from that scroll ceiling. A few potions going to heal up, not Andrew. They do get that one turret, but that's all. Level 7 talents for both teams. Johanna still has not picked hers. Now going into Zealous Glare, going to help out on the blinds, making sure Phoenix does not get any auto attacks out in this matchup. Support camps here. Now standing by is Hogs of the Storm. They're going to get into this bottom side flank. They find a Junkrat all by himself. Kodo going to get locked in by the scroll ceiling, but Kobo used his concussion mine, got back to safety. But this is Johanna with no Iron Skin now in trouble, but does get a few potions, will survive, and not afraid. No fear here from Not Andrew. Might want to change his name to Not Fear, because there is absolutely none coming out from this man right now. Bottom lane, it's Varian up against this Blaze. There's a Colossus Smash, gonna reduce him to about 40% health, but he's gonna go back, use a well tap. Actually, scratch that, did not use a well tap. Gonna stand up here and just try to harass the Varian and make sure that he cannot push forward onto this fortification camp being taken by the rest of his team here. They will grab a turret that is in control of Genji. Support camp still has not been taken by either team. We do see a concussion mine sitting on top. So Junkrat keeping the scouting available for minion miners, as both teams are continuing their rotations, looking for level 10s. We're sitting at 2 to 3 on kills. Jaina with 2, Alexstrasza, Diablo with 1 on the other side. Genji with the final kill for Hogs of the Storm. But neither team wants to make this play on the support camp, and with the minion miners closer to level 10 right now, they might be able to use that advantage and push out on top of it, but it could be risky, because very close behind with the level 10 talents is going to be Hogs of the Storm, and they should be able to get it almost on this top wave, I believe. That will be enough. Yes, Blaze got a few minions out on the bottom side, so both teams now on level 10. Let's take a peek. It's Lifebinder, Lightning Breath, Purification Salvo, Riptire. Stay a while and listen. That is the Ring of Frost, Bunker, X-Strike, and Bless Shield. As now, this is where the meat and potatoes of this game will start. Watch the Diablo. The Lightning Breath paired with the Purification Salvo will be devastating if it can connect on multiple heroes. And a lot of the damage from the side of minion miners will be relying on that. Of course, the Riptire can do a big chunk itself. The Colossus Smash can do a chunk. But they're relying on this combination from Diablo and Phoenix to make sure that heroes are not allowed to stay in fights. The area damage it can do is their main source of scaring heroes off these control points. So we'll see as control point B is spawning as we speak. Johanna's up front, gonna go ahead and stand in that trap from Junkrat to make sure no one else accidentally steps in it later on. So they have positioning. They're channeling it up to 15% right now as Diablo is making his move in, looking to see if he can find anyone on this back line, but everyone from Hogs the Storm is backing up right now. But here's a good-looking stack for Diablo. Is he going to want to step up and take this lightning breath? There it is. But a great stay while and listen, going to prevent the, purification salve from going off. It ends up being a 1 kill there. It's Johanna who dies first. Varian's low on the backside. Here's the purification salve, hitting 3 members. Dead Latin on that Decker Kane, very low. Had to use potions for himself, will survive, but Jaina does not have the benefit of surviving. The Dragon Queen ends up picking up 2 more kills, making it a quad on the board there for Minion Miners as they take a 4-0 win in that fight. They're going to be able to siege up this top fort wall, and they're looking good on collecting their first Triglav Protector of the game. So taking a look down at chat, no one decided to vote for either team here in my pregame. Appreciate the bit from Vanalog there. Thank you so much. Throwing out the cheer. I don't know what team you're cheering for, but if you're cheering for me, I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. 85% is channeled, and here comes Johanna looking to prevent this from going any further. But level 13 is almost here for Minion Miners. They're able to turn this around quickly if they find it. There's Lightning Breath. No Purification Salvo for 13 seconds, but Decker Kane's falling low. Genji's low. He can't stay in this fight. It's an overtime situation, and staying on top is Blaze and Johanna. They're still in here. Jet Propulsion on the backside, hitting 2. Ring of Frost. Not going to connect on anyone. It's a big whip, but there's Stay a While and Listen, trying to find some damage, but it's not going to happen. Dead Latin so low. Will he survive? No, the Riptire's coming in. He's down, but it ends up being a counter on the other side. Junkrat falls. There's X-Strike for Genji, but he's got enough damage coming out on him from his Phoenix. Will he fall? Warping forward and finding the kill is Him My Bow. On the top side, you just saw Johanna fall. Blaze still in here, drops a bunker. Jaina's getting harassed out of this from Phoenix. She might fall. She drops the stasis. Will she survive? She will. The ice block keeping her alive. Blaze was not as fortunate. It's another quad kill for Minion Miners. Now Varian sitting with 5. And this is a 10-5 kill advantage right now. Level 14-12. And with the Triglav, they're looking for more damage across this map. They're going to start off with this top lane fort. And they're going to get it. Triglav's still going to have 100% health. And it's going to make a rotation down. Soaking mid's Alexstrasza. Soaking bot is Junkrat. So they're looking good and on their way to level 16 as the Triglav Protector has made it here to mid. Going to use the laser on these turrets and the wall. The minigun a little bit out of range. But they want the bottom lane. You see them heading down here right now. They want to find some damage on this well here in the bottom side. Junkrat's here. Triglav's here. Still the rotation from Alex and Varian has not arrived. See if they want to rotate and help the team. Varian, that's Coffin making his way down now, actually heading back up. Going to stay with Alexstrasza. But 15 seconds on this Triglav. They have not made their move yet. They still don't have their level 16, but I want to see them get this wall. This XP sitting in these turrets is valuable for them, but they're not using the health bar of the Triglav Protector. Now they're making a move, hitting on top of Blaze with that laser. Genji's on the backside, going to get messed up a bit by Varian. X striking in on top of Phoenix. Is Genji. Ring of Frost only hitting Alexstrasza. Genji got out of that one. He's still alive. Here's Riptire in the backside, hitting the Decker Kane and Purification Salvo. Gonna finish it off. Bunkers on top of Blaze. Blaze inside, but he's low health when he gets out. Jax Taxman in trouble. Gonna Jet Propulsion. Hits the Diablo, and we have a pause coming out from Coffin. The Diablo player has disconnected and finds himself in quite the precarious spot there. So I'm going to flip us back over to the cam scene. So if teams are tuning in, the 2-minute delay doesn't give them any information they don't already have. But how are we looking so far? 11-5, almost level 16-13 right now in favor of Minion Miners. They're solid. They're likely about to lose their Diablo. He's getting hit by a fort as well as 4 red heroes surrounding him. So that will mean his souls are reset. Black Soulstone will be returning to 0 stacks. And then outside of that, control point C should be about 2 or 3 minutes away. We just saw that Triglav expire. But Minion Miners maybe taking a little bit too long making their engagement. They didn't end up using the Triglav health bar to their advantage. It died, they popped out, then they took the fight. And an unfortunate disconnect here by a real mensch means that they're going to be down in this fight. And if Genji wants to turn this around, he can start chasing some heroes out. So we'll see what he wants to do on this counter engage. But he's still got a Johanna healthy right now. Blaze not as healthy. But potentially a big counter fight coming here. I see Gengrivius is here. Welcome. And a total of 9 of you right now, so thank you all for being here. I want to talk a bit about, while we have time, right up above me here, right there, the Regen Invitational 3 bit goal. So all the teams I cast this season will be invited to a preseason event before Season 6. It is one of, if not the biggest amateur tournaments Heroes of the Storm has to offer, especially when it comes to NGS and what we can put on here. It's hosted by my organization that I run, Regen. It was co-hosted this past season by NGS. They were our main sponsor. We had 32 teams this past season before Season 5 kicking off. Next season, we might go as high as 64. I've already casted. This is my 18th match. Later on tonight will be number 19. And every single team I cast will be invited. So if you're a fan tonight of either Minion Miners or Hogs of the Storm, consider throwing some bits up here, helping to fill this bit goal. That's the prize pool. It's going to be a $100 prize to our grand winner. We do it in the form of Battle.net gift cards. We even do some side events for viewers, and just have a really good time with it. So, little self-promotion, but also a little bit of promotion for these teams. I want to see them be able to participate in this event, and we can't do it unless this thing fills up. So help me out, let me help you out. Let's have a good time with that. And so far, I'm loving these teams. They're both bringing out the blood. You know, a bit of a lead right now for Minion Miners. They're looking solid. But you saw the early aggression, the early lead from Hogs of the Storm, stealing away fortification camp early, taking that first Triglav Protector. I'm not going to count them out of this because they can swing it around. They have a comp that can win fights. Definitely can win fights. Junkrat looking at 64 stacks on his taste for explosions. Really the only hero that's really scaling in this game with his grenade launcher. But I don't think that alone is enough reason to say that late game is going to favor Minion Miners. I think as long as Hogs of the Storm can make it up to even talents at level 16, which they're going to be behind for this next Triglav, if they can survive that push and tie it up on talents, they can swing this around. But this definitely is looking like it could go long. Vanalog, thank you again for more bits. You are the #1 cheerer of the week, so enjoy the little badge next to your name in chat. And I certainly appreciate it. We're now sitting at 5.87%. Did that update? I think that updated. Yeah, it was at 5.84. So now we're at 5.87. We are marching along here. A long road ahead to get up to that $100 goal. Which I believe is 10,000 bits. So every set of 3 certainly helps. I appreciate it. I just got word our player is loading into the game. The reconnect is, of course, the slowest reconnect system I've ever met. Probably the slowest reconnect system you've ever met. So we're going to hang out, keep waiting. 11-5 is the kill count in favor of Minion Miners. They are about 5% of a level away from hitting level 16. Very close on XP. But their Diablo's in trouble. Swarmed by a sea of red and a fort that is currently shooting him. Was disconnected. Will unfortunately be losing his souls here, as there is, I would estimate, a 0% chance he gets out of this. No life binder available, of course, so gonna be relying on his own escape, and I just don't believe it's gonna be a possibility. All right, getting word teams are ready. So I'm gonna flip us back over to the game. Waiting to hear Hogs ready. And there's the ready. 3, 2, 1. There's the Diablo falling. As projected, they find the kill. Souls reset. Triglav is going to have a bit until it spawns, but here we go. Level 16 is now here. For Minion Miners, we do see that he's going with Spread Volley is the Junkrat. That is the Banner of Ironforge, going to give some physical armor. Actually, I guess it's all armor. Excuse me, not just physical for all of his members that stand within the banner range. Fortification camp taken here by Minion Miners. They get the one on their side this time. On the opposite side, we do see Hogs of the Storm working down their own. So Genji's going to grab a hold of that. That should make it 1 item apiece. Let me just triple check. Yeah, that's 1 item apiece for both of these teams. Desperately trying to find level 16 right now is Hogs of the Storm. And this is Johanna in the bottom lane. All by herself. Now Blaze showing up to help, but she's able to soak that down. Support camp being started on this top side. Diablo's here. They have the level 16 Talontier advantage, so I don't think Hogs really want to move into this. And it appears as though they're not. They're going to keep trying to find XP on the map. Up top, they're working on a siege camp, which is about to go out. It's going to go out a bit early. Not going to time it well with control point C, but they need the XP, and you know, it is what it is. They're just going to try to get what they can on the map, finding this wave up top, clearing out the siege camp that was there. Blaze was soaking bottom side that whole time, and now they find themselves only half a level away from having those level 16 talents. So getting right back in it, all starting up with that Diablo kill after the pause, is looking like they're going to have 16 in time for the next capture point. Diablo here all by himself up front, holding that biotic emitter, making this rotations. Genji down, not being scouted out by anyone, and 100,000%. Hogs of the Storm will have their level 16 talents here, and can potentially look for a fight, maybe find someone split out like this Alex Straza, who's poking her nose out here all by herself. Varian now walking down above her, but wisely for her, not moving into the lane, instead took the safer rotation around. With level 16 talents here, though, this is exactly what Hogs of the Storm wants. I think they know Junkrat's up top, so here's an engagement. Stay well and listen. Follow up with the ring. Finishing off two. That's Genji on the top side. Finding the double kill. Now Diablo being stunned in, and without so many souls, he falls. They drop the biotic emitter, and a triple kill for Hogs of the Storm. They are right back in this game, just as I said could be the case. They found a spot with Junkrat top. He was all the way split out, even with the Ripper Air at level 13, could not make his way down. Colossus Smash not going to do too much damage to Genji. He had Deflect available. And look at this channel, started 30%, still 25 seconds until Diablo spawns. Spread Volley going to do a little bit of damage, mainly onto the Jaina there. But that's going to go on cooldown. And now another wave, excuse me, for Hogs of the Storm, pushing up on this bottom fort wall. They should be able to get this well down. There's a blizzard. And yes, sir, it will fall. Wells down. So no healing available in this bottom lane right now for Minion miners. 88% right now on the channel for Hogs of the Storm, and they're going to get their second Triglav Protector of the game. Decker Kane hopping in along with Blaze as they make their rotation. I'm going to leave this bottom lane. It appears as though they're going to look at mid. Okay, it's going to be mid. Next control point will be control point A. This one will most likely at least be extended a lot further on. Well's going to be down. Now they're looking at the fort. It's taking a big chunk of damage. Johanna's here on the front side. Has that blessed shield. See if she wants to rip it. But Genji in trouble. Has the fleck. Gets away. There's the Ring of Frost. Going to finish off Varian. And a double kill after the laser from that Triglav Protector. But backside, they could not interrupt the Junkrat. He got the Riptire on top of Jaina after her ice block. Ooh, that laser almost killed Diablo, but he's going to survive. Triglav's still here, still sitting at 45% health, 43 seconds left on the timer, trying to get some damage on this mid-keep wall. Now taking way too much from Junkrat and the Dragon Queen. So he's going to back up. Should be able to get back to safety. Still 10% health. Actually going to turn on this Diablo, and a real mensch. You got to be careful here. That was a little bit of damage. But it's going to get back to safety. Decker Kane survive. Blaze survives. 15 seconds still remaining on it, but both heroes are going to hop out and get back to work. Almost level 20 for Minion miners. That is their next big opportunity in this game to swing it in their favor once again. But Hogs of the Storm has made it right back in. Both teams sitting at level 19 for the moment. And the kills are 13 to 11. Structures are dead even at 1 fort down apiece. So late game, as long as Hogs of the Storm can avoid finding a fight right now, they still have half a level to go until they get their own level 20 talents. As long as they can avoid that, I think they should be fine to complete this comeback. But it's going to take some patience. They need to find a little bit more XP. There's some sitting up here on the top, in the top lane. But they're close to the support camp, and that's where the rotation is currently coming from Minion miners. They're looking at the support camp. They want it. Not necessarily wanting a fight. They don't have their Dragon Queen right now. It was popped in that mid lane defense, but they do want this biotic emitter. Lunging forward is Diablo. Getting the Lifebinder early. There's a huge lightning breath hitting a bunch of members, including Decker Kane, who casted that stay while and listen. Backside, he saw Riptire. Did not rip through any health bars. Just did a little bit of damage on Genji. He survives, but not surviving is Alexstrasza. She falls. Phoenix is here, spreading out that damage, but the biotic emitter is keeping them alive for a bit. Falling is Blaze backside. It's Genji finishing off Phoenix. It's a 2 for 2, but Varian's low. Genji's on top, trying to get what he can on top of Compton, and will. 3 kills there for the members of Hogs of the Storm with their turret here ripping through Diablo. He's likely to fall. He's at full souls again. They will be reset again. A real mensch has fallen once again with full souls, and now with only Phoenix on the map, Diablo respawning with no souls. It appears as though Hogs of the Storm might want to push forward onto this keep. They already started getting down one of these turrets. Jaina's here, going to throw out a blizzard. That will finish off turret number 1. Minion wave coming up. Diablo trying to get the flip on her, and does, but he does not have souls. Might fall here. He's locked in a scroll of ceiling, and Genji swift striking in, finding the kill. A full 60 seconds left until Diablo's back up. A bit overzealous there from a real mensch, and losing a Diablo right now will give plenty of opportunity for the members of Hogs of the Storm to look around this map, see what value they can find. They're going to start with the siege camp on the side of Minion miners. They might as well rotate up and finish off that fort. But control point A has been announced. We do see this fortification camp at just about 20 seconds remaining until it respawns on the other side, just 10 seconds. So they can grab 2 turrets here while they're waiting for control point Alpha to spawn. They're going to get started on their own. Here we go. Jaina's here with the rest of her team. Should be able to blitz right through this quickly. And that they do. Now Johanna walking over to the control point? Or do they want to get this other fortification camp?
Terminal activated.
Alright, they are going to go for the fortification camp. Junkrat's there. Threw a concussion mine on top of it. So we'll try to play a little bit of a bully. But there's a lot of heroes here. He doesn't rip that concussion mine. and stolen away a turret there for Hogs of the Storm. They have two. They have the channel started, 25% already for them. And a Triglav this late in the game, post 20 minutes, could be the end of the game if they're able to push successfully with it. But here comes an engagement. Hellgate forwards Diablo. Now he's in a great spot for Lightning Breath. Does he cast it? Yes, he does. Can avoid that. Stay a while and listen. Riptire coming in from the backside, but it's delayed there by Genji, ripping forward on the Junkrat. Diablo falls first in the fight, a 1-for-0 so far. Here's the Ring of Frost hitting 3 members, but losing Johanna. She falls, did not have Indestructible, instead took her blinded by the light at level 20. So she did not survive that fight. Genji's low, trying to get some potions from Deckard. Here's Purification Salvo hopping in the bunkers. Jaina, she'll survive the blast. But trying to escape his blaze, he had Pyromania out. He does get back to safety. Now Varian here looking for more, but he's Jet Propulsion and Swift Strike upon. A great engagement there by the members of Hogs of the Storm. And with this replenishing flasks at level 20, the bottomless flask, it provides so much extra healing on top of that point. They find the kills. They find another one now in Alexstrasza. Junkrat, the only hero healing the here in defense. Remember, he does have spread volley that he took at level 16. So can do a bit in the defense. But this Triglav, this late in the game, is signaling to me that they are out of options. And here comes the core push from Hogs of the Storm. Genji's here, getting slowed by the fort, now taking a bunch of damage from Junkrat. Has to jump over the wall, only at 130 health. He's barely going to survive. Diablo's here, might be able to look for the kill on him, but decides not to take it. Here he comes, Diablo, looking for the kill on Genji and gets it. Riptire on this backside, and it's trying to kill off this Triglav Protector. 70% on core. Is this going to be enough damage? The minion waves here, but now Phoenix respawning. Junkrat's still here. Triglav falling down to 50% health. We see Diablo finishing off the Jaina, but the Triglav finishing off the core. Hogs of the Storm taking game number 1. Here is your match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. Our first match of the day in this doubleheader. We have 3 more ready to go throughout the evening. And so far, so good for Minion Miners, Hogs of the Storm. Minion Miners taking the loss, but they were looking good in the early portion of the game. They lost the first Triglav, but they turned it around, found level 10s slightly before Hogs of the Storm, and got the one on control point B, and it looked like they were really rolling. It was a 16 to 13 level advantage, but after the disconnect, it all turned around. Diablo lost his souls, and they could never find their footing for the remainder of the game. They dropped map number 1 to Hogs of the Storm here on Volskaya Foundry. Here are your talents. If you want to go back and check this VOD, I urge all of you in chat right now to head on over to my YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get those subscribers up to 100 so I can get a custom URL with YouTube. Can't do it without all of your support in chat, so do your boy Murda a favor. I know I'm your favorite. Maybe not. But if you can throw a follow on that YouTube channel, I post all of my NGS matches. There's some from last season up there as well. All of the Regen Invitational matches are up there if you want to check those out as we try to complete our Regen Invitational 3-bit goal. Thank you so much. We'll be back in 5 minutes for map number 2. It's going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen. All right, welcome back to the show. We have Minion Miners and Hogs of the Storm currently in a set here. It was Hogs of the Storm taking game number 1 over on Volskaya Foundry. Next, we're heading into Tomb of the Spider Queen. I have teams in lobby, going to see if they're ready to go. But a huge swing around there by Hogs of the Storm. They ended up taking it. It was really after that disconnect. It was all Hogs of the Storm after that. Tomb of the Spider Queen is here. Draft getting ready to go. And it's going to be Hogs of the Storm with first pick, as this was the map selection of Minion Miners. So they're on the clock with their first ban. Game number 1, we saw them banning out that Raynor and Azmodan. We'll see if they want to continue that route here. And indeed they will. Raynor banned out once again. Bans we saw from Minion Miners in game number 1 were Garrosh and Kael'thas. They also finished it off with a Gaul ban in the second set of bans. So we'll see if they want to continue that trend of heroes they don't want to play against. But they're on the clock right now with their first one. About 5 seconds remaining for that selection. Wouldn't be surprised if they want to get rid of a Genji this time, as he did such a great job in game number 1. But instead, it's going to be the Garrosh banned out again for Minion Miners, and there's the Azmodan ban once again for Hogs of the Storm. So neither team straying from their strategy here in map number 2. But opportunity for Minion Miners to take a look at banning out the Genji here with their second ban. I would certainly advise it. We'll see if they want to take my caster opinion. But they have 5 seconds left to make that decision, and we'll find out if that's the direction they want to go. And indeed it is. Good on you. You love to see it. Genji's been banned out by Minion Miners. So now our first pick is here. It's Hogs of the Storm on the clock. They started off their first draft with the Johanna. This time they're going to go with Diablo. I probably would have liked to see the Johanna for them again. I think this is her best map. She has plenty of wave clear with her Condemn. Can help set up some easy wave clears for a team. Instead, they're going to take away the Diablo and try to take a bit different of a composition here into Tomb of the Spider Queen. Minion Miner is going to go for a Muradin and return to the Phoenix. Alright, so I guess a bit afraid of the Lightning Breath Purification Salvo combo we saw in game number 1, the Diablo taken away. There is that Phoenix rejoining this match here for Minion Miners. We'll see if they can make it happen this second attempt with him. Picks 2 and 3 on the clock, 5 seconds remaining for Hogs of the Storm as they pick up their Blaze for the second time this evening. And they're going to go with a Leeming as their mage choice. Doesn't necessarily get the same sort of wave clear that a Jaina can provide, but instead the Blaze and Leeming could mean that the Jet Propulsion sets up some huge orbs that are flying at the faces of Minion Miners, and potentially some resets that can come out, and they want to swing it in the team fight department. Alexstrasza, the final ban for Minion Miners, as that was their support in game number 1. They're going to go with a different look here in game number 2. Whitemane still available, has not been looked at from either team. Deckard Cain now banned, and with those 2 bans, we are most certainly going to be looking at a Whitemane game here. I do not see this going without a Whitemane. We'll see which team is going to snap her up. But Minion Miners will get first crack at the newest hero available in Nexus Gaming Series. I would love to see it. I know you guys in chat are excited to get some action with Whitemane in some of these matches. 2 seconds left to see if that's what the pick is going to be for Minion Miners. Instead, they're digging deep. They're going for the DJ. DJ Lucio entering with Jaina here. And it's going to be a Kharazim, so no Whitemane. Instead, we get 2 not often seen supports here. I guess these teams just are not comfortable enough with the newest hero in the game, and we're not going to see her. She made it all the way through at least the first draft. I'm assuming they're not going to want to pick her up here, but they still have an option if they want to go into Whitemane to have a double support, but I wouldn't really advise it. It's going to be Leoric instead, who was banned out game number 1 by Hogs of the Storm, likely a scouting thing. They find their Leoric here in game number 2 for Kobo. But let me know in chat. You guys did not give me too much input in game number 1. I was a sad murder. But let me know here for game number 2. Who do you think's gonna win? If you think it's gonna be the Minion Miners, hashtag MM in chat. If you want to vote for Hogs of the Storm, hashtag Hogs in chat. Let me know what you think, because that's gonna help decide, of course, who's gonna win the game. All the minions and bosses and stuff, they're obviously gonna favor the team that you guys pick in chat. So swing this thing one way or the other. Let me know who you think. Scary on the side of Hogs of the Storm. A very aggressive composition with a Zeratul, Diablo, Karazim. They're looking to get in on some quick engages, find some kills. They, of course, could go Void Prison APOC. Is that enough damage for them? We'll find out. But here we go. Game number 2. Tomb of the Spider Queen. And on the left-hand side, once again... it's the Minion Miners. Cawthon going to be playing Jaina. A real mensch switching over to the Muradin. We have Wezgra on the Lucio. Kobo on the Leoric. And rounding it out is Himibo on the Phoenix. On the right-hand side, we have the Game 1 winners. Hogs of the Storm. Neiman on the Zeratul. Not Andrew playing Diablo. That's Karazim played by the Captain, Dead Latin. Li-Ming will be played by Tolkus Champ. And once again, down this bottom lane is Jax Taxman on the Blaze. Level 1 talents on your screen. Diablo, this time looking at Devil's Due. This time being played by Hogs of the Storm. As you see this aggressive flanking position. And they're going to try to jump on someone quick, I'd imagine. They're leaving Karazim out as some bait. But they're not going to find anything. Now just going to make the rotation up to mid. As Diablo takes the first Shadow Charge in on top of Phoenix. He's getting locked in a bit, but Zeratul was standing in a blizzard, had to blink away. Survives. We'll get some healing from Karazim here, as well as Li-Ming looking for a little bit as well. They both grabbed that. Diablo took a lot of damage himself, and with Karazim supports, especially opting for Insight, you're going to have to wait until those stacks are done, until he's going to be able to get extra heals off on his teammates. But here's Lucio getting charged into a wall all by himself in the top lane, but has some speed. That's Wesker, the captain, getting away, but not until Karazim finds some fists in the face of Lucio. Support on support action going on as First Blood once again goes in favor of Hogs of the Storm. Diablo and Karazim standing in this bush, trying to see if they can find anyone sitting out in a good spot for them to jump on top. Li-Ming coming down this bottom side flank, but they don't have a wall available for Diablo. Instead, he's going to flip it and make his own wall. Himibo in trouble, warping away. The orb was a little early, so wasn't able to connect on Phoenix. He gets back to his well, will survive. Will get some shielding back up as well. As the rotations continue, we do see that it's being led right now, XP at least, currently by Minion Miners, as they did in game number 1. They're doing a fantastic job here once again in game number 2. Li-Ming in trouble, blinking in. Diablo has to come to the rescue and will be able to survive, or help Li-Ming survive. And this is Jaina once again, Dead Latin, the captain from Hogs of the Storm, throwing out some punches and finding blood on top of the Minion Miners. 2 for nothing right now in the kill department. Gems being led by the members of Hogs of the Storm. They currently have an 8-gem lead. The ones that are turned in do represent that lead right now, as they're up in this top lane trying to find some more for themselves. Should be Zeratul grabbing those. Bottom, or excuse me, in this mid lane, it is a wave crashing, but Li-Ming will get here to get that XP. Bottom side, I want to take note that Leoric is bodying down Blaze, connecting another spooky hand. Means Blaze has to play all the way back at his wall, and the Kobo is doing a great job keeping the Minion Miners in this game from his solo lane and making sure Blaze is not able to do what he did in game number 1. So far so good in that bottom side for Kobo. We'll see if he can keep that up. Here's a flip. It's on top of Cawthon and that Jaina yet again, but he'll be able to survive. Phoenix not putting a lot of damage on Diablo. Not Andrew falling low, trying to find some supporting from Karazim. 23 health, and finally falls. Dwarf tossing out Murden. He'll survive. So finding blood for the first time are the Minion Miners, and they have still this XP advantage. And with Jaina able to clear out these waves with Phoenix, you see just how fast their action is in these rotations. And they're gonna be able to continue pushing around. Getting another wave here. It's having to be soaked at the wall by Li Ming and Zeratul. Up top being soaked at the wall by Karazim, which is going to give some space here for a turn-in. Still not enough gems, but they're going to be able to get a few in. That's Jaina and Lucio turning in 14 combined gems. Now sitting at 30 to 19 are the Minion Miners, taking a lead on the first turn-in of the game. Bottom side is Leoric holding on to 16, just a wave or two more, and he'll be able to get the rest of the gems needed for Minion Miners. Here's Blaze sticking out, has a jet propulsion back. He was trying to look for a turn-in as Li Ming looking for it. She does get hers in. Focus Champ gonna blink away using that teleport ability, as there's a few heroes on the side of Hogs of the Storm that can blink around with ease. Zeratul, Li Ming, of course, with blink and teleport, and Karazim being able to use his own jump around. So they're going to be able to be in and out of these fights if they so choose. Diablo taking a bunch of damage from that Blizzard and the damage from Jaina. Blaze looking for a turn-in, but Leoric not going to let this happen. He interrupts it. Jax Taxman being bullied around there on the bottom side by Leoric has now only 14 gems remaining for Minion Miners, and they have them available on Leoric. He's going to try to turn them in. Bottom side, here's Jaina putting damage on Blaze. He has to back up. So Leoric should have space here with the rest of his team trying to defend against this. But here's Zeratul blinking in, trying to put some damage on Kobo, but there's just not enough room. Diablo now charging in. He's going to get the next interrupt. Not Andrew. In a weird spot. Body blocked in by Murden. Has to take a longer route around. And Karazim will fall. He got bodied and stuck inside there. Diablo could be next. Jumping around Murden. They find blood on Diablo again. This backside is Zeratul. He's all alone holding 7 gems. Blinking around and might be able to escape, but I think Kobo saw where he was. They're still chasing this. They see him. They're going to be able to interrupt him. Now Zeratul blinking, still blinking around. Neiman in a terrible spot as red web weavers were spawned. They sneaked a turn in, but they're likely going to lose their Zeratul. They do. So a little bit of navigating around, chasing that kill is going to mean that first turn into the game is in favor of Hogs of the Storm. They don't have their Zeratul on the map, so it's going to be a bit easier for Minion Miners to get it clear here, as they're on the bottom side looking to do some damage on Blaze, but he can't make it happen. Li Ming on the flank throwing out some orbs, not connecting. Kobo is at 60% health. He's backing up, waiting for some supporting from Lucio, but this is a 4v4 fight on the bottom side with a Web Weaver in advantage for Hogs of the Storm. They're going to try to push forward along with this, but it's being cleared up successfully by Jaina, who's here. You have the Murden and Leoric as well. Putting damage down on Leoric. He's holding 20 gems. Wraith walking back, but right into that Web Blast from that Web Weaver. And he will fall for the first time in this game. Dwarf tossing back to safety was a real mensch. He survives. Web Weaver at mid was cleared up by Phoenix. Now trying to do the same to this one up top, but Zeratul's here. Gonna put some damage on Phoenix, reduce his shielding. And with this huge minion wave, it might be able to get this fort, but Web Weaver's down. See if Li Ming can come in here and help finish it off. We'll get a little bit of damage, but the fort will barely survive. But now coming forward to finish it off is the entire team of Hogs of the Storm. They say, no, 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 we're getting this fort. We want that XP. We got to make it to level 10 first. As you saw that they had the first Web Weavers, but they do not have an XP lead because Hogs of the Storm has fallen 4 times in this game to the hands of Minion Miners, as the Minion Miners summoned down the blue Web Weavers. But here comes a flank, and caught out are 3 members from Minion Miners. Ooh, good escape there by Jaina and Lucio, using that speed to their advantage, but they're not going to be able to keep Murden alive. Or Kenny had the avatar, got it right in time, does survive. Here comes the, you did see the barrier as well from Lucio, helping make sure Murden survive. And now Li Ming, the one in trouble. Tolka's champ very low, but gets some support from the rest of his team. Web Blast connecting, Purification Salvo barely missing, but hitting a few other members. Li Ming is able to back up. I saw 1 on her HP bar. Tolka's champ, no clue how he survived that one, but does. Mid not being responded to. It's on the wave. Same up top. So they're finding value with this Web Weaver and their level 10s, which are now caught up by the Hogs of the Storm, but they're going to lose a fort here on the bottom side most likely. Web Weaver's still up and still 4 members sieging along with it. Web Blast coming next. And it does a lot of damage, but it's only Lucio that's shooting it right now as they're afraid of this Zeratul, trying to make sure he can't get a good Void Prison off. Top being cleared by Li Ming. Mid was cleared out. Excuse me, was cleared out by Blaze and Karazim. And it's going to end up being 1 fort, and this should be 2. A double fort objective for Minion Miners. They take almost a level lead here as they're 10 gems away from getting their second turn in. Looking down at chat, we do have 1 vote, this one in favor of Minion Miners for winning this game. So we'll see if the vote from Gengrivius will turn this one around for Minion Miners. They're looking good though. 4 kills to 3. 2 have been handed over to Lucio, the support. 2 on the other side for the other support. Karazim rocked out 2 early kills for Hogs of the Storm. But Hogs getting out their bruiser camp, pushing on this mid wave. They might be looking to check out the other bruiser camp as Diablo is making this rotation over here. And it looks like they will get started on it. All 5 members are here. They're ready to go, and they're trying to rip through this enemy bruiser camp, and they have plenty of time available to do it as the members of Minion Miners were clearing up the bruiser camp that was already at mid, and a successful camp steal. Just as we saw in game number 1 they were able to do, they're able to do it here in game number 2 as well. And on a map like Tomb of the Spider Queen, you don't see camps stolen away all too often, especially this early. But Blaze not here in this fight, and it's a 5v4 currently in favor of Minion Miners. They're so close to level 13, so they want to really take this fight right now. We'll find out. Here's Ring of Frost. Only connecting on top of Zeratul. He's very low and falls. Ends up being a 2-for-1 as you saw the Jaina fall. Zeratul and Karazim fall. Might be Blaze as well. And he's holding 30 gems, so he hops in his bunker. But when he gets out, he is surrounded by 4 blue shirts, and he loses all those gems. They will not be recovered by Liming or Diablo. So that is detrimental for them getting their next turn in. And now Minion Miners have enough gems on hand to get their turn in. Lucio is going to look for those. Bruiser Camp did a bit of damage on this fort, but being in that position it didn't get too much value. And level 13 to 12, Webweavers being summoned. Minion Miners looking like they are going to be able to get a significant advantage in this map as Phoenix leaving 6 gems sitting there. Surprised. Himibo didn't want to go for that. Instead, going to join his team up in this top lane. I guess his shot caller making sure they're up here to get this wave push in with the Webweaver. But it should be able to get this fort with ease. They are here, all 5 members. Blizzard on top as well. And see you later, top fort. Now all 3 outer forts are down for Hogs of the Storm. Webblast going to help finish off these minions. And now they're looking at a keep wall. And it's going to have to be a defense down a Talenteer from Hogs of the Storm if they want to prevent this wall from falling. They are very close to 13. We'll see if they want to try to find that first, but it looks like they're just going to take this fight. Diablo flipping Leoric back, but he has Wraithwalk back. He does survive. Wall, 1 turret's down. Second turret looking to fall. Disintegrate going to help do some damage onto the Webweaver. Bottom side, this one's still healthy, about to be pushing onto another keep wall, along with a pretty fat minion wave, and there's a long rotation for the members of Hogs of the Storm as this Webweaver will be blasting away on the first of the turrets. The wall's down. The turrets are about 50% health, and they are likely going to fall. Yes, the entire wall and both turrets do fall. So a 2-level lead. We're in a similar spot. Game number 1 for Minion Miners. See if they can convert here, and hopefully for them not lose a real mensch to another disconnect, because that really was a real wrench in them winning game number 1, and we'll see if they're able to deliver here on game number 2. Tomb of the Spider Queen, they're waiting in a bush, seeing if anyone wants to walk through here. Diablo is close by, and they're going to jump on top of him. Stormbolt's there. They're trying to lock him in. Lucio with the boot back, but a Shadow Charge puts Diablo right back where he wanted to be in the first place, behind his wall in a safe position. Using his Hearth, will be able to get his health back, but topside it's Karazim now finding some damage from Muradin. He'll be able to blink back to safety. Using his Radiant Dash. I never can remember that ability. But Radiant dashing back to safety was dead Latin. He's been looking good in this game. Level 16, so close for Minion Miners. And it might be a fight here from Hogs of the Storm as they know they don't want to take it down to Talenteer. Ring of Frost coming out, hitting on top of Blaze. And they're finding damage. Look at Jaina blasted open by Hogs of the Storm. Lightning Breath here. And the resets coming out from Liming. They're trying to finish off the Lucio. He's 50 health, falls. Purification and Salvo going to get put on top of Zeratul and Karazim, but they survive. And Liming is really starting to carry this fight, even with Zeratul not in it right now. She found some kills. Blaze, Jet Propulsion was not enough, did not find his Karazim in time. So he falls, ends up being a 2-for-1 in favor of Hogs of the Storm, which is XP they desperately need. But with 37 gems total, 17 already in the bank, you see that Minion Miners are looking for their 3rd turn-in in a row, and they might be able to do it, but they have to get aggressive on some of these waves trying to find gems. Bottom lane, they're going to find a siege camp, it looks like. A real mention, Himibo going to work on that. Leoric's here in the bottom lane as well, but he's playing a bit safe, potentially moving on to a bruiser camp with his team, and it does appear that's going to be the play. This bottom siege camp is being grabbed. There it goes. Himibo and a real mensch secure that for their team. Bunch of gems are heading their way in this bottom lane. They should be able to grab these. Muradin jumping in along with Phoenix in his wave clear. That wave is absolutely mutilated by this combination of heroes. Siege Giant still here mid lane. Bruiser camp was picked up from both teams, and a fight is breaking out. Still talent tier advantage currently for Minion Miners, and Kobo playing it up front. Has that Black March, so no Entomb. Can't combo that with the Ring of Frost in this one. But with all the blinks that are available for Hogs of the Storm, I do not blame him for taking, or not taking, the Entomb. 3 more gems are all that's needed to be picked up for Minion Miners, and they're going to find them up in this top wave. That's Jaina making the rotation. The rest of the gems being turned in, one by Lucio here, means only 5 more will be needed. Bottom side, gems are enough for Hogs of the Storm. They're looking for their own turn-in. This is Leoric in defense. Jaina's so far away. This is going to favor the side of Hogs of the Storm as they pull out that Void Prison. Lightning Breath combo there at the end. Not an APOC combo with them, which I maybe would have liked to see them use as an option. Jaina's finding a turn-in on the top side. There's Coffin. Blue Web Weavers are being spawned. A triple turn-in for Minion Miners as they're able to avoid dying in the fight as well. So they're looking good, and with all the Web Weavers about to be spawning, Bruiser Camp still at mid. They can look for a fight here, and they're finding it. Blaze has bunker available, does jet propulsion back, he's alive. And now all 5 members of Hogs of the Storm in this defensive pattern around their mid keep, which is the one that's already been sieged upon the most. Damage trying to come out from Liming, but very healthy from the supporting here of Lucio. He doesn't have barrier for 34 more seconds. Gonna have to wait out that cooldown. Webweaver top and mid, they're not near these walls, so they have time to wait. The Hogs of the Storm, they have this time to wait and just worry about clearing out this one at mid, and they're taking a fight. It's landed on the top. These orbs are coming out. Reset City for Liming. She's trying to find all the damage she can, but the Purification Salvo in return is going to help find 3, 4, make it 5. A mega kill with Diablo, the only one still living because he had full souls. And losing 2 means this push on core could be a little suspect. But Phoenix is here as well as a Web Weaver. They're going to go for it. Just Diablo in defense. Muradin's here to help make sure he's not pushing deep on top of their Phoenix. And they just want to make sure Himibo can get the damage on core. But Diablo's trying not to let him do that. Lightning Breath connecting on Himibo. Warping out with 24 health. Phoenix survives. Web Weaver gets through the bottom keep. Top side in trouble. Huge minion wave. Web Blast on that. And it's going to end up being a triple keep play on that objective phase in favor of Minion Miners with the core shields down. It's going to be sitting below 50% health. No, it's going to be 54. They're going to lock it at 54%. But level 20s, Minion Miners, looking good. Talents on your screen right now as they're looking at a boss, and the defense is going to be a desperation defense from Hogs of the Storm. Thank you so much for the bits, Professor Bobo, one of my best friends. Jaina, or excuse me, Liming getting jumped on there by Muradin, and it ends up being Diablo getting stuck in the Ring of Frost before the Void Prison could protect him, and now Neiman, he's next to fall. A double kill for Minion Miners. They don't even want the bus. They're going directly to core. Here comes Leoric. Wraith walking forward, trying to find the Kerosene, but he's able to use his Radiant Dash over to his spirit friend there. And with damage coming out on core, Phoenix here with a Jaina. There's not much that can come out in defense. Kerosene going to throw out 7-sided strikes. But with Liming falling low and dying, the barrier's there. GG, and turning around this set, ending up with a draw. It's gonna be Minion Miners with a win here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Alrighty, so here is that match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. Professor Bobo with the 69 bits, putting us above 6% for the total goal for the Regen Invitational 3. Thank you so much, my friend. And you do take over the #1 position of the week for bit donators, so enjoy the badge while it lasts until one of you take it away from him. But this match summary looking good is that Leoric Kobo showing why it was banned in game #1, found 6 kills, only 1 death, 58k hero damage. He had an outstanding game #2 here for Minion Miners. Talents on your screen now. If you want to check this VOD out, we'll be posting it over on my YouTube channel. If you're watching from YouTube in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button, throw me a like, leave a comment down below. I had a fantastic time with this matchup. It was even. Both games were so even. Minion Miners so close in game #1 to pick up the victory there. But it ended up with a disconnect, and it just never went in their favor after that. So big turnaround and a big win there, map #2 for the Minion Miners. Let me see if I can get an interview from Weskra. Interview. I'm in NGS lobby 2. But we'll see if we can get an interview. I'm excited to hear what Weskra has to say, or perhaps wants to send a different team member over. We'll find out shortly. Going to see if they can get someone in here for us. Water never tastes so good until after casting. Use the entire time to use my voice, and not the entire time to have some water to chase it down, but it feels good. Wesker says, sure, what channel? I already said NGS Lobby 2, so we'll see if you can find me. All right, there we go. Weskra joining me for the interview, the captain from Minion Miners. Great set tonight. How are you feeling right now?
Good, yeah. Second game went a lot better than the first one. I feel like we were on, and then the timeout, something happened. I don't know what happened. We lost our focus, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to say. It seemed like the timeout came, you know, your Diablo, a real mensch, disconnecting and falling, losing his souls really made it so just like really couldn't get his footing back underneath him. But you guys were looking so good in game #1.
Yeah.
And a bit of a surprise that it ended up turning that way. But, you know, you hate to see it. It happens sometimes. But overall, the set was good. You took a pretty dominant win there in game #2 with a triple turn-in that secured a victory.
We really tried to keep those turn-ins going. Try to keep defending them from getting the turn. So it worked out. Worked out great. Yeah.
So game #1, we see, and also game #2, the Garage ban. Obviously, a scouting ban that's coming out from you guys in this situation. But
yep, for sure.
How do you feel the response is? They banned out both games, the Rainer and the Azmodan, leaving a bunch of heroes to your liking available. In game #1, it was the Phoenix, and you paired it with the Diablo, and it looked deadly.
Yeah, we were happy to get the Phoenix. That was kind of our plan going in, is to get the Phoenix. So and they gave it to us both times, so that worked out. The first game they were jumping all over Phoenix with Genji, so it was hard for him to get set up and really punish him on that. But second game it worked out a little bit better.
So you went with the Varian, game #1, Colossus Smash. Any thought about looking at the taunt to try to lock in the Genji, or was this the plan the whole way?
Yeah, we talked about it, and going back, it probably would have been better to go taunt. But yeah, it was just kind of on the fly decision. We were doing well with it at the beginning, and just kind of, I guess, just kind of lost the focused there a little bit second half. But they played really well. The Genji played really well too, actually.
So what was the talk during the break, during that pause, the extended pause we had there? Was it just a bit of chaos and wondering what was going to happen? Obviously, you had that little like snapshot of your Diablo stuck getting shot by a fort surrounded by 4 red shirts. But what was going through the minds of how you're going to recover after that Diablo death?
Yeah, he just dove right there under that fort for us and basically killed himself. So that was a good little bonus there. Yeah, no, it was frustrating because like we were trying to talk and remember where everything was going on because you can't see much on the screen when you're paused. So we were trying to come up with a game plan and we couldn't figure out how much life Diablo had, and he did not have much when we came back. So there was no saving him coming out of that timeout. So that kind of that screwed us for sure.
Yeah. But game number 2, it obviously ended up a lot better. Ended up 16-9 in kills. You guys had that level 20 advantage, a triple turn-in, got all those keeps down with the last one. This obviously went your way, and just give me your thought pattern. How does it feel being able to swing it around after losing the first map?
It feels good. We're one of those teams that doesn't get frustrated at the losses, I guess. So that kind of helps. We're just trying to learn and get better as we go on. And we feel like we did well in the first game. There were just a few little missteps. So I feel like went really well, and it's really happy with the result there.
So you guys moved to 4-4 on the season. I believe that's your second tie of the season, if I'm correct.
Yep, we tied the first game as well.
So how are you feeling looking at the top of this division? House of Chess 6-0, a square and 4 triangles. Give me the D Shield sitting at 5-1. A lot of really solid squads up here in the standings. How are you feeling you're going to be able to make your push up? What's the game plan with some of these teams?
And I'm not sure how the other divisions break down, but there seems to be a lot of variance between the top and bottom of Division C, which is okay. I mean, there's going to be variance everywhere. But as far as the top teams playing the bottom teams, those contests haven't seemed to be that close. It's going to play out. Hopefully we get better as the season goes on and we have kind of a run there at the end is kind of our thought process. But there's some really good teams, some really good teams in division. So, for sure. But being 4-4, we're kind of sitting in that sweet spot in the middle where we're playing both some of the top teams and some of the bottom teams. So we get to see a lot of different things that other teams might not have the opportunity to do, being at the very top or the very bottom.
Yeah, well,
that's kind of nice.
Keep up the practice, keep up your scrims if you're doing any. Looking good so far. I mean, you guys are sitting definitely within range to make a playoff push. Only here early in round 2, but so far so good for Minion Miners. Glad to see it happening for you guys.
Appreciate the cast.
But hey, before I let you go, let me give you an opportunity. If you have any shout outs, the floor is yours.
Just happy we could pull it together that second game, and good time playing with my team. So appreciate it.
All right. Ladies and gents, that was Wesgra from Minion Miners. They win map number 2, taking the split with Hogs of the Storm here in this Division C East matchup. We have some more action later this evening. Division A West will be coming at you. Stepdads versus Reborn Knights Red. You don't want to miss that one. Will be taking place here at 11 p.m. Eastern, just about 35 minutes from now, 8 p.m. Pacific. I'm going to go ahead and host over to another NGS match for the time being. I want to say thank you to our bit donators today. Vanalog, Arduin ASF, and I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that one right, by the way. Professor Bobo with the 69 bits taking the first place lead. And a huge raid there from Broiled Beef, one of our new casters here for Season 5. Thank you for sending some love over our way here. I'm going to share that love, send it over to someone else, and hope to see you guys back here in 35 minutes for Stepdads versus Reborn Knights Red. Thanks for tuning in.